So you're looking to level up your fitness this year and you want a fitness tracker to help you do that. You're trying to decide what bands or rings or watches to choose and you don't know which one to use. Well, in this video, I'm gonna be reviewing the ULTRAHUMAN Recovery Ring, this bad boy right here, and how much it has helped me in my fitness journey as an Olympic athlete and what it's done for me. I'll be sharing the pros and some of the cons so you can make an easy decision for you. If this is something that sounds interesting to you, then keep watching. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Cindy Sember. I am an Olympic track athlete and I recently went to the Olympics and I was training for 4 years for these last games. This was my third time going to an Olympic Games, and in that journey, I have been using this ULTRAHUMAN Recovery Ring to help track my sleep, my recovery, my movement, all that good stuff. I want to make a video today explaining to you guys what I liked and what can possibly help you on your fitness journey and just ways to hopefully encourage you just to get the rest you need and just to help you guys make a decision on what to purchase. I have been using this ring for about 7 months now and I have seen so much benefit from using it. So first and foremost, this is what the ring looks like. I'll do a little close-up for you guys to see, but I got the silver ring. You can choose from a variety of options. They have black, they have silver, they have gold. You have all the options to choose from with this ring. I really love that depending on what your style and preference is, that they have different varieties for you to choose from. That was the first thing I really liked about it. Once you decide on what color you want, you go in and you see the sizing. So they have these kits that allow you to try on different sizes to decide what fits you best. So I like this because you're gonna get the kit first before you get the ring and make sure it fits you properly so that you are comfortable wearing the band. One thing that I will say that was a little bit hard to decide was what size actually fit, just because the ring size they give you is a little bit tighter than the actual ring itself. I recommend if this is something you are trying to get, you go a size higher, because I got the size that fit me really well, but then once the ring came, it didn't fit me as well as I thought it would. So some more pros on this ring is you get the ability to buy it once and that is it. There's no subscription plan or anything you have to pay monthly, and that's what I really love about this ring. So I know that the Whoop Band and the Aura Ring and all these other subscription-based models can be annoying for other people because you keep having to pay to use the app. But with this ring, once you purchase the ring, you can get on their app, you have full capability to do so. And then all you do is you give it your information and it generates all the information you need on the app and you're ready to go. So I started using this back in March as I was preparing for the Olympics, and I loved it because it could tell me my sleep scores, and that was really helpful as I was preparing for such a big championships. So what I would love to do was I would like to see how well I was sleeping compared to other nights, what I did differently that night. I'll show some footage of it right here so you guys can see what the app looks like. You get on the app, you open it up just like this, and it pretty much what pops up first is your movement. So you'll see your movement at the top and it shows you essentially how much you moved that day and what your total calories were. For me, I don't keep my ring on for every single thing I'm doing. So I did a water workout the other day and I took it off just because I didn't want it coming off in the water, but you can actually use it in the water, which is what I really love about it. All you gotta do is dry it off, but I shower with it and it doesn't have any problems with being waterproof. So that's really helpful. But if you wanna keep it on for like swimming, for instance, you can still do that. I don't like to use it for lifting as well because it can maybe scratch up. That's probably one of the cons, is just it might scratch and you don't want that. But it shows your total calories, your stress rhythm, so you can see like how much stress you have here. So right here it shows my stress was 2%, stimulated 44%, relaxed state was 48%, and my sympathetic activation was 6%. I'll show you guys one of my good days. So here's a good day right here. And you can see that I have a high score, so it shows, the amount of sleep I have. So the app tracks your sleep efficiency, your temperature, your restfulness, your consistency, your total sleep, your heart rate drop, your timing, and your restoration time. So all this is super helpful. It is super detailed. It gave me everything I needed to know, whether I needed to work on going to bed earlier that night so that I could go and train hard and push myself at the gym or on the track even more. So that's what I loved about it when it comes to the sleep score. It also gives you recommendations. So for instance, let's say you have a low heart rate or your restoration time was low. It gives you examples of how you can fix that. It gives you like a little scenario of try sleeping a little bit earlier, or cooling your room off, different things that can help you so that you are able to improve those scores. And that's something I really enjoy, is just like the practical and tangible advice that it helps you with. This app also gives you the ability to track your goals. So I am a goal getter. I am always tracking my goals. I love to know, my accomplishments for the days, or I like to just check things off of my to-do list. And this app gives you the space to do so. So if you want to have a goal of drinking more water or doing some more movement or whatever it is, it'll give you the ability to put that in, and you can just check it off on the app as soon as you have done it. And it just kind of helps you keep track of that progress, which we all love progress, don't we? So that's something I think is useful if you are trying to start goal setting in 2025 or beyond. Just, having that way to just see your progress, see your goals, and to truly make the moves that you want to make. So another great thing about this is you have a long battery life. So I can go about 3 to 4 days without charging it before it starts to tell me that it's low. Sometimes by the 3rd day, it's like at 18%, but it'll start to warn you once you hit 30% if your battery is low, and you just want to make sure you put it on the charger. But it comes with a charger, a little USB port that you just put up, and it charges super, super quick. I mean, like, I put it on the charger at one point, and I think I came back in like 45 minutes and it was completely charged. And I like that too. So if you're on the move, you don't have to like lose a lot of your progress. When you're charging, you're gonna miss some of the movement and all the other things you're doing, but because it's so quick, you really aren't gonna miss much. So that's something that's also really helpful, is the battery life is good, but the charge life is also really fast. Another thing that I love is the weekly insights portion of it. So every week it will track everything you've done throughout the week, and it'll give you a little bit of insight into your progress. And so you can just click on weekly insights update, and it will either email you or your app will tell you as well. And if you keep your notifications on, your phone will ring. Sometimes it might do a little too much. So if you're not a notifications person, I'm okay with it sometimes. But if you don't like notifications, you might want to turn that off. But it will notify you like, hey, your insights are ready for you to look at. You just go in there, you check out and see what it is. Sometimes, if you're anything like me, if you see a negative decrease in things and it tells you
this week has been plummeted by this percentage,
you get a little discouraged. Don't get discouraged. It's fine. It's just literally trying to help you. And that's something I had to overcome at the beginning was, man, I am not sleeping well. I'm not doing anything right. So don't let it get into the trap of making you feel like you're not doing what you need to do. So that's one thing I will say you gotta be careful of. However, it does show you the positive. So if you have like gone up from 80% of sleep recovery to 90s, it's gonna tell you had an increase this week of this, and that shows, it'll just give you a nice write-up about something. Another thing that I really love about this ring is the comfort of it. So I love how it feels on my hand. I think it is super cozy. It doesn't like feel too tight on my finger. Obviously, with the sizing kit that you get at the beginning of purchasing, you can see if it fits you properly. But once I got it, I have not felt like it's it's uncomfortable. It's super easy for me to get off, but it also doesn't slip off of my hand. So if you get the right size, you're in a good place. It just has like these little ridges on the inside that do like the tracking of everything, and they light up throughout the day kind of randomly, but that's not uncomfortable. So I personally think that if you get the right size that fits you, you're gonna pretty much not even notice it's there. And like honestly, down to when I take it off, I'm like, where's my ring? It's become a part of me just like my wedding ring. So it's not super bulky. It feels just like normal jewelry you would wear. And yeah, it actually looks stylish. Like this is something I might like wear normally. I really like how it tracks your circadian rhythm. It just kind of gives you insights into what's gonna help you go to bed earlier that day, or different things you can do to kind of change your sleep patterns and sleep rhythms. The tips are really, really useful because overall sleep is such a big portion of it. And honestly, that's what I like to use it for. If you're looking for something to track your movement and steps, I personally don't use it for that part primarily. I love that it has that option because it's an added benefit. But I think the biggest thing for me is the fact that it tracks my sleep so well. And then it gives you like a caffeine window as to when caffeine is most optimal for you. So for instance, with the circadian rhythm thing, it'll tell you, okay, this is the time window that you want to go and get in sunlight, and it'll help you get a better sleep pattern for the week. And so it gives you insights as to what can help you in that regard. And like I said, the caffeine in general, it kind of gives you insights as to when the proper timing is for that, so you can get the most optimal productivity out of the caffeine you have. Like if you want to take caffeine at this time, you'll feel this way. I'll tell you when you need to taper off of the caffeine. So if you're trying to sleep really well that night, it'll tell you about like 3 p.m., 2 p.m. you want to stop now. I like that too, just so if I'm like, overseas traveling, I get lost of time differences. It's like, hey, this time is the time you normally don't do this, so you can get back on the normal schedule of things. So that's really helpful. So the different colors, I talked about this a little bit before, but the different colors that you can get with this band are Aster Black, Matte, Silver, Gray, Titanium, and Gold. And I love that the fact that they have these options. Like I said, you can make it like a fashion statement for you. You can make it fit into your daily lifestyle just normally. Another thing I noticed that's also really good as a female is just like being able to track your menstrual cycles, whether you're in a follicular phase or luteal phase. It just tells you all of that, which is also helpful because energy levels change throughout our cycles as women. And I think that that's also something to take account when you're looking at your sleep scores and all the other things that you're tracking, your movement, all that. Everything's kind of all together, so it's really cool to have. Another thing I love about ULTRAHUMAN is the fact that they have different courses on there. So they have courses, whether that's meditation, motivational stuff on there to kind of help you get going, fitness, workouts on there. They literally have a lot of things you guys can choose from. So I'll insert some footage here of what this portion of the app looks like. It has like, for instance, finding productivity, 87 minutes, metabolism, yoga. It has all these nice options for you to choose from. It has other speakers on there and podcasts that you can listen to. So it's an all-inclusive app that has so many different features that I think can be super useful to improve your fitness for the new year. So let's get into some of the cons real quick because nothing's perfect, and I think it's really important when listening to a review video to hear the pros and some of the cons that may be associated with it. So these cons are honestly, there's not a lot of them. These cons are very subjective, so they might not actually be something that bother you. They don't really bother me, but this is just something to think about if you do purchase this ring. So I have noticed that sometimes it occasionally struggles with connecting to Bluetooth. So not always, but sometimes it has like a little issue with Bluetooth. However, they do a good job of updating their app. The app will sometimes just like update itself and tell you to go to the Play Store, or I don't know if that's Apple download, whatever you guys call it for iPhone users, but you can re-download the app and they can do a new version, updated version for you. The green light I spoke about earlier, so there's a little light in the actual ring that comes on at night most of the times. It can be a little distracting. So I've woken up in the middle of the night and I've seen it and I'm like, oh, a little bit brighter than I thought. So just something to think about is the lighting can be a little bit bright, but that's not that noticeable. If you don't care about light, then that's not gonna bother you at all. And like I said earlier, the ring sizing might be a little bit of an issue if you don't do it properly. Like I said, if you're going to try this ring out, want the test ring to be a little bit loose because when you get the actual ring, it's going to fit snug. I have a discount code for this ring if you're interested. So I'll attach the code on here and you can use this and get it at a cheaper price. And the actual website will be in my description in the linked portion. So I'll have it there and you guys should definitely go use it and get yourself a nice little deal. So these are just some of the reasons I think that the ULTRAHUMAN ring can be so useful for you this year. I recommend it 100%. I love it. And I think that that has really helped me level up my fitness as I prepare to train during the Olympics. It really helped me track all the things. Leading up to it, I loved using it. It's just an overall useful tool that I think can really help you with your fitness goals this year. So if you guys like this video, make sure to subscribe. I produce a lot of fitness content. I do other content on this channel as well. So if you guys want to see more of that, definitely check it out. Leave a comment below if this is a ring that you think you'll purchase, any questions you may have, or any thoughts or concerns, and I'll make sure to reply. I love replying to all my comments. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.